How's everybody doing this morning?
Great. Donuts.
Donuts out there. If you haven't had a donut, by golly, please do. Yeah, if you want a second one, go back. There's more up there. All right. So thank you for coming. You know, it's your presence that makes all the meetings we do worthwhile, because it's your intelligence that we're trying to glean to make our great community even better. And so thank you for coming, and we look forward to your participation. Brent, you ready to go?
Thank you, Don. All right. Hey, we're organized. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, we're going to go right into our administrative report, and the notice of commencement for the new Town Hall Wellness Center expansion has been filed. We are anticipating an August construction start date with a completion this year, 21, with a completion of sometime March of 2022. So it's about a 6-month construction process, and that seems to be going well. We have gotten the civil engineering. That's always the first step. That has been returned and accepted. We're now at the building permit phase, and the initial review was pretty positive, so it looks like this is going to stay on track in terms of its timing. LCS is planning a full resident satisfaction survey. It's going to be the middle of August. You will recall that we did a pulse survey here just a month ago, and a pulse survey is where we attempt to get the pulse of the community. Not everyone participated. It was random, sort of. It went to a limited number of emails. It helped us test the validity of the new form. Unlike Brookdale that used a third party, either Holleran or JD Powers, we do this in-house. So this survey is administered and calculated in-house, and we're looking for an August survey. So that's coming up soon. It will be an all-campus survey, so we will include the health center in the questionnaires as well. Regency just completed its quarterly audit of the LCS signature programs. That signature program is one of the 6 programs that LCS uses to identify ourselves, and it's what we point to that shows how we're better than the competition. And our initial survey was scheduled for sometime last year, got canceled because of COVID. We had gone ahead and been working on that and implementing the programs. So this was our first opportunity to get some feedback from the compliance officers, and we had some really good remarks. We walked away with some good takeaways. But these are programs include Extraordinary Impressions, which you know all about. It's one of our 5 objectives for this year. It also is Heartfelt Connections. That's our memory care program. And I had a resident say, well, why do we need a memory care program when we don't have memory care on campus? And it's a great question. But if you're over the age of 85, your chances of having a memory disorder are about 50%. And nearly 100% of our residents in the assisted living have as a primary or secondary diagnosis dementia. And so what Regency Oaks doesn't have on campus is a secure memory care unit, but we do provide memory care services to many residents. In May, we conducted our once a year fire training. It was well attended. It was also broadcast on Channel 732. And this month, it's time for the hurricane preparedness. So that presentation is next Wednesday. We will have a Tuesday talk, but the hurricane preparedness is next Wednesday right here in the town hall, 10 o'clock. Hope everyone will come and join us. We also will show it on 732 if you miss it. But this is our opportunity to go through what we're doing to prepare for what is described as a very active hurricane season. We also will share what we need you to do to make sure that you're ready for a very active hurricane season. And then the last thing I was going to share is our computer center over in the south building. We're getting ready to disband that and start moving out the component parts. Gene Beagles has taken one of the PCs for the North Library, and then one of the Macs we're going to be relocating to the South Lobby. The North Lobby has had a Mac down there for years and years. It's always used. I see people on it all the time. So we're hoping we'll get that same level of utilization for the other Mac in the South building. All right, thank you.
Morning, everyone. My name's Sherry Schoitzo. I am the Director of Financial Services. I see some new faces here today, so welcome. My financial report today is for the month ending April. I'm currently working on May, and the books are not closed yet. So this financial report, again, is for April. Let me start with occupancy very quickly. Our independent living is at 90%. On a budget of 92%, we're a little bit behind just because of some move-outs, but our sales are catching up, and Perry will update you on those. Our assisted living is at 95% at a budget of 96%, and skilled nursing is 75% on a budget of 76%. So total occupancy for the entire campus is at 88.2% on a budget of 90%. So, some information on our revenues. So our April revenue to budget was a slight miss of $20,000. And you're gonna hear me say this every month going forward because we had an accounting change. And it's just a reporting change, and we're keeping track of that on the side, and that relates to our custom upgrades. We're actually ahead of budget in that area. However, Peak has changed our revenue recognition. IHS, our private duty services, is ahead of budget by $9,000. Our assisted living is slightly under budget at $13,000, and our health center was ahead of budget by $40,000. So they're exceeding their occupancy, even though we are still restricted due to COVID reasons. In relation to labor, our total wages were slightly over budget at $50,000, and that really relates to $29,000 for some contract labor that we had to fill some required positions in the health center. That has gone away, so we have filled those positions, and we will not experience that through the remainder of the year. April was also a true-up, quarterly true-up on a few things like our marketing commissions. And in relation to overtime percentage, it was actually 0.6%, which is great. It's less than 1% on a budget of 0.4%. Our total expenses were under budget by $33,000. And for our net operating income, we made $318,000 on a budget of $343,000 for the month. Slightly under budget. This is due to the revenue reclass, and year-to-date we are slightly under budget at $61K. The community has incurred some revenue losses and expenses still due to COVID for the year, and we expect this to continue. However, it is decreasing month over month. The community has no significant threats or weaknesses at this time. On a side note, a good note, I made a hire yesterday, a lovely young woman as my accounting assistant to replace Cassie. I know you'll love her, and as soon as she starts, I will introduce her when she starts. It'll be a couple weeks yet, so thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the health center, just a couple of things to share. Kyle was not able to be with us this morning. We are undergoing day 4 of our ACA, the Agency for Healthcare Administration Annual Recertification Survey. So we'll share those results. We anticipate exiting sometime late this afternoon, and so we'll share more of those results with you on Tuesday. 2 things that I did want to share from Kyle's report, and the first is our COVID cases. There has not been a COVID case, resident COVID case in the IL for 21 weeks. So that's our COVID cases in the AL and skilled nursing. They are 0 and 0. We are testing on a monthly basis at this point. We've gone from weekly to monthly. The positivity rate here in Pinellas County is under 3%. And so everything on COVID is trending in the right direction, and we'll continue to monitor that. The one last thing that I did want to share is we are now a participating partner with OmniCare. That's our third-party pharmacy, and we are able to administer the J&J vaccine. So new residents who are coming into the community who potentially have not had their vaccination, you're now going to be able to get that right here at Regency Oaks, and that's administered through our clinical team over at the skilled nursing. So that's good news. It's easy access. It makes sure that we continue to have new people coming into the community vaccinated so that we continue to have that 97, 98% herd immunity that we work so hard to achieve. Thanks.
Good morning. Welcome. Good to hear some positive news coming out, right? I'm Lauren Rose, Director of Administrative Services, and in administration in May, I continued working on updating the hurricane manual, obtaining mutual aid agreements from reciprocating communities where we provide shelter and supplies for them, and they do the same for us should the need arise during a hurricane situation. Participated in the Regency Oaks Derby race. That was a lot of fun. And the front desk hosted the monthly fun cart for our staff. Ricky.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ricky Barker, Phil Surt, Chef Johnny Hubbs. A couple updates for you. Wine club's getting busier and busier. Beer club, we're up to 20 residents now. We had a great food and wine pairing. Continue the breezeway, the gourmet, housewarming parties, mystery dinner. It was nice to have our Memorial Day indoor picnic. So now every Monday we have the Bellaro Pizza, Tuesday the Breezeway, Wednesday Gourmets and Bellaro Pizza, and Thursday Breezeway. So we're trying to fill Friday because we don't have much going on. You got any ideas? And then last, look forward to Father's Day. We're going to be carving prime rib, pit ham, shrimp cocktail, and all the rest of the goodies. So have a great day. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Darwin Perez with Plan Operations. Here's some of the compliments we got complete last month. We're working on the life trail stations around campus. We took a lot of the parts out. Actually, the maker, they're not making those parts anymore, so we are trying to work on fix them and get them back on so you guys can use them. And we had the annual sprinkler and smoke detector head inspection completed. We replaced some of the photo cells on the south building. The stereo lights, they were staying on late, so we got that replaced, and the same thing here around the breezeway. And also we got the air conditioner for the south building activities room. Finally we got it complete. We changed practically almost the whole unit, so it's back and running. Hopefully it stays like that. Thank you.
Everybody, Jesse Rosalie, your EBS director. I just want to first touch base on the employee gift or the employee raffle. Does everyone here knows what the employee raffle is? No. Okay, I'll be more than happy to detail this for you. So the employee raffle is a program that we have that allows you to donate any furniture that is in good condition to our employees. I manage that raffle. So as soon as I receive a request from you to take a look at your furniture, I come up, I'll take a picture, and then I post it on all three buildings, North, South, and the health center. Employees have the opportunity to sign up for it. And then what I'll do is I just do a raffle. So I just throw their name in a hat and I pick a name. When I pick a name, they become the winner, and they become responsible to pick this item up from your apartment. One thing that we do need from you is to let us know ahead of time, because the process takes about 2 to 3 weeks. By the time I post the flyers, by the time they sign up, and by the time they pick it up, it's roughly about 2 to 3 weeks. So that is our employee raffle. So if you want to donate anything, the best way to do it is to donate it to our employees. We're currently working with the activities and all the departments to see if we can come up with a system where you can donate clothes. That way it doesn't end up in the employee break rooms. And we can properly hang those and dispose of them quickly, okay? So any questions on that? No? Awesome. Good. So what we did last month, we cleaned, I conducted 4 of those employee raffles. We cleaned all the windows in the south hallways. We polished all the common area furnitures in both north and south. We detailed the south dining room, and we'll be detailing the north this week. We cleaned the grand lobby north and south windows, and Clearwater Carpet was also here to detail the 5th floor north and south hallways and the carpets in there. This month, we're going to focus on the common areas. The same way we detail the north, we're going to start doing the south. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes, ma'am. My name is Pam Cox, and I am an R. Okay, louder? Oh, closer to your mouth. Yes. Okay. I'm not familiar with this. I'm sorry. My name is Pam Cox. I'm an RN with Innovative Home Services. I am standing in for my director today, Christine, who has some time off. We just had our accreditation. It's a Community Health Accreditation Partnership survey, and we did pass with flying colors, so that's good. We hired 1 new home health aide. We are currently serving 80 residents here in the buildings, and there will be upcoming estate sales this month, and we are planning one for next week, the day to be determined, so look out for the flyers. Thank you.
Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Perry from Sales and Marketing. A couple of quick updates. We are pleased to be able to announce that in May, we had a budget of 4 closes, and we had 4 closes, so that's fantastic. As we go into June, our budget is 5, and we have 6 or 7. We're working on the 7th one now, but we have a number of deposits, so June should finish strongly as well. So activity-wise, sales and marketing continues to be strong. We continue with all of our in-person activities, the marketing events, with a lot of the help from the great ambassadors and others. We did a photo shoot a couple of Fridays ago, and many people I see in here were part of that. Thank you very much. I haven't seen any of the footage from that, but we should have a really good video and a lot of good still shots that we can add to what we already have in our library of things to use for marketing. So that's fantastic. Brandon talked about the wonderful rate of vaccination that we enjoy here. Also, as we're talking to new prospects, when they come in, they're often very interested in that as well. And we always ask, are you vaccinated? Have you had your shots? And the vast majority of people that we're talking to have already had shots, so that's great. So that, knowing what a high percentage of participation we've had here puts them at ease, and knowing that we're a really good choice for that. So we continue with postcards, e-blast, home drops, and activities to keep sales and marketing moving. And so far, things are going well, and we appreciate all of your all's help and referrals. We love referrals, so don't forget to get in touch with us in the marketing department if you have someone that you think we ought to be talking to that would be a great fit. Thanks again. Have a great weekend.
Good afternoon, Regency Oaks. How are you? For the month of May, for the month of May, I'm sorry, we had our theater group back with Jack Holloway. That's been well received. We're so happy he's back. As well as we had our RO Derby Day. So thank you for everybody that attended, as well as all of our jockeys. Thank you. They were fantastic. Give them a round of applause. Thank you. As we're entering our new normal, we're getting back to bringing our vendors back on campus. So we had Rhonda's Jewelry. We always celebrate our monthly birthday parties, our Mother's Day tea party as well. We had, we're welcoming back our line dancers. So thank you for your patience as we figure out that has been well attended as well. We have our Avon Beauty that has visited us. And our beautiful Roaring 20s cocktail party, if you ever see Ginger, please give her a pat on the back. She is so creative, and the things that she make happen in this town hall, she just ceases to amaze me. So please thank her if you see her today. As well as we've had David Perdeza. If you haven't been made aware yet, but we have our new vocal cords teacher. His name is Johan Say. He was well received. Thank you everyone for your kind remarks. I did email him. He's so happy to be here. So I'm thankful that we have our new vocal cords teacher. We're back to our new normal, and that I think that our vocal cords team is going to be in great hands. Thank you.
I'm Leslie Haas, Resident Services Director. We had for the month of May our mobile device tune-up clinic with Bridge Street, as well as a Healthy Vision clinic with our Dave Himes from the Healthy Vision Institute. We have our continued bereavement group for the first and the third Wednesday of each month with Millie Diaz. Our monthly sharps and prescription disposal clinic at the Wellness Center. And we were able to host another new resident lunch for the month of May, and the residents' buddies, the directors. And we continue to monitor temperatures for residents, visitors, and employees on campus. Thank you.
Leslie, I guess, and/or Grant, is it necessary for us to get our temperature monitored daily now?
You can take a stab.
We'll see if Brant agrees or not.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I, as the Resident Services Director, think it is still important so that we are able to monitor as well, but you are free to not have to, since we're not doing the quarantine list, but, you know, maybe just like you want your blood pressure checked once in a while, have your temperature checked at the AccuShield at the front desk.
The community, if you're a staff member, you're still required to get your temperature checked every single day. We are convinced that that was one of the reasons that we had a greater success level than perhaps other communities, is because it is still true that the best indicator of COVID is temperature. So I understand that we've all been vaccinated and we're not wearing masks and we're a little beyond that. And so here's what I think I would say. You probably don't need to do it every day, but if you have any symptoms whatsoever, if you have a dry cough, if you feel a little different, if you are exhibiting any sniffling or, you know, perhaps lightheadedness, if you're experiencing any of the symptoms of potential COVID infection, start with that temperature check and do it every day. The key that all the hospitalists are saying, how you keep from dying from COVID is, one, get the vaccine, and then two, seek early medical intervention. That's what the ability to take that temperature on a daily basis does. We look for that 0.2% increase over 3 consecutive days. And so if you are showing symptoms, our recommendation is that you come in and start getting your temperature checked, because there are mutant strands out there. Now, knock on wood, they've not impacted Florida, but they are out there. So I think that's our recommendation.
There's talk about a booster shot eventually for us. Would we be getting a Pfizer booster shot, or if you are going to receive Johnson & Johnson, would it be that?
So everything that I'm hearing is that this is going to be very similar to a flu shot. And so every year you go and you get a flu shot, and that same thing is going to likely happen with COVID. Every year you're going to go line up, you're going to get a flu shot, you're going to get a COVID shot, and just as we don't pay much attention to who's manufacturing the flu vaccine, we probably won't pay a whole lot of attention to who's manufacturing the COVID vaccine. Now that's just my guess, looking at the crystal ball, listening to what all the experts are saying. They are not anticipating that this vaccine booster or COVID vaccination, second shot, third shot, is going to be available until maybe late fall, November, December. So it's a little different time frame. We typically open up our flu clinics in September, October. Everything I'm hearing says it's going to be more like November, December.
Our dining staff, Ricky, Johnny, Phil, and all the young servers and kitchen staff, the food has been excellent. I've had a lot of deliveries and takeout, and delivery in the North Building anyway comes hot and tasty. The more new things they try, the better, I think. So I thank them.
Boy, that's a great place to go. Really, really, service is great, north and south. And if you haven't tried the tavern, it's still a fun place. So we encourage you to get out of your units and get to the dining room and get to the tavern.
And folks, we're going to start the sidebars up every Monday again too, so I forgot to mention that, sorry. The sidebars, it's been our Regency Oaks tradition for 25 years. Every Monday, like yesterday, if you went to the dining rooms in the north or the south, we had some mini quiche. So on Mondays, you might see spanakopita, pigs in the blanket, caviar, lobster tail. But yeah, you get the idea, right? I'm making sure everyone's awake.
Repeat the caviar night, okay?
I just wanted to ask a question of Darwin. What plans have you got for staffing back up? How is it going?
At the moment, I know we are struggling with the maintenance department with staffing. We are running short, but we are working on it. We posted in a lot of different places, and we're trying our best to work on it. And I know it's not just this community. A lot of the companies are struggling just to hire people. And like they changed the rules on June 1st, I think. Now they're going to take off the employee thing. If you got to show proof, you are looking for an employment to be able to receive the government help. So hopefully that helps, and we are working on that. Thank you.
Just to amplify that, we have a really robust recruiting effort. There's a job fair going on today. If you see a lot of people that you don't recognize, it's part of our job fair. We have a great referral program for every referral that one of our existing staff makes. If we hire that individual, we pay a bounty of $50 a month. And you get to as many people as you refer, you can get that $50 bounty. So that's a real incentive to refer your friends, and it works on that philosophy of our best associates refer the best associates. And so if we have a worker who is really valuable, their friends are likely to be valuable as well. We are recruiting on Indeed and all the social media platforms. So we are out there. There is a presence. We are attending community colleges and trade school, speaking in front of graduating classes. And it's not just maintenance. We have a campus-wide recruiting program so that we can keep up and stay in touch with what's happening in our labor market. One of the encouraging things that we talked about it, but I just want to go back and mention it because maybe we didn't really talk about what that means. If you look at our labor from the month of April, we were $50,000 over budget. And so you may be asking yourself, well, if you have a staffing shortage, how can your labor budget be $50,000 over? And so what that means is that we have been able to keep up with the labor shortage by asking our associates to step up and work overtime shifts. And so it comes at a premium, but it has not impacted the services we provide residents. Now, it's tough right now, and for the next 2 or 3 weeks, as Darwin and some of the other departments round out their staff, we're going to have some shortages to deal with. But we're going to get through it. We have a great plan in place, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Let's just hope it's not a darn train.
I have a question in that. I'm I have a question. Wayne and I have been here 8.5 years, and I've never seen anything in writing about what our in-house nurse can or cannot do. Can that be obtained? So I know that the nurse before this one was not able to remove stitches and that kind of stuff, so what can she do?
Question. So on our medical appointment book table that's in the north and the south lobby, we do have a health service grid. On this grid, it's color-coded to show the differences in services between Innovative Home Services, Grace Family Home Care, the wellness nurse, and myself. On the wellness nurse column, it does state the services that she can and cannot do. And what she cannot do is diagnose and treat, and such as stitches or continued wound care. Those are forms of treatments. So that's on the service grid. That's at our north and south medical appointments book table. It could also be in the binder. Some things get moved around when we have extra flyers on those tables.
Am I the only one that will, I live in the south side and I go outside of the building every day, and I look at the front of the building where the fountain is running. There's dirt all over the side of the building. There's water down there. And I have to look at this every time I'm sitting there. And we're paying a lot of money to live here. I'm hoping that, for number one, I don't know how many work orders we put in. There's got to be a problem with that fountain. So I'm just asking maintenance, are you doing something about that, so that we can look at it and enjoy it?
This week, I think it was on Tuesday, we had a committee with some of the residents, and we did talk about.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I think it was on Tuesday, we had a committee with some of the residents, and we were talking about getting that area fixed. Actually, we're doing some other stuff to it to make it look nicer for you guys.
When are you going to do it? You sleep on near the fountain. There's all dirt there. There's weeds coming out of the thing. No one pays attention to it, and there's water there now too. Take a look at it. Thank you.
I will.
So I don't think Peggy Patterson is here. Joanna Guzik, are you here? No. Okay. So next Tuesday, Peggy Patterson and Joanna Guzik are heading up a little subcommittee of the Building and Grounds, and they are working on a refresh to the south entry lobby. So I'll get a hold of Peggy and ask her at Tuesday Talk next week to just do a little presentation. They have some wonderful pictures and some great plans. I think you might be interested in it. But we recognize that south entry could use some freshening up. And we've got a great plan that's being driven by our residents who have volunteered to step up and help us with that. So I'll ask Peggy if she can't present next Tuesday and share the rest of that story with you.
I'm Summer. I'm a newbie here, and I have no complaints. I have eaten in the breezeway, the dining room, dinner and lunch, and the tavern. The food is fantastic.
Amen.
I didn't have cabinet doors, and I knew initially moving in I wouldn't. And I heard from everybody, you're the one without cabinet doors, and I didn't have a complaint. It was kind of fun moving things around without opening doors and banging them. I didn't have a problem with that. I have screening, and I think I'm going to get windows put in. But everyone here has been kind and wonderful. I mean, I have all these cousins. It's incredible. And I absolutely love you all, and I can't say anything bad. This is definitely the best cruise ship I have ever been on. And the service has been wonderful. You can come by my door. I'm S406, and I have candy outside. Help yourself. Okay? And I want to tell you, I'm very, very grateful to be here.
Ricky, do you notice she said the food was delicious?
Yes, there you go. Good to see you out and moving. Welcome back, and God bless. Any other questions?
Got one over here.
Coming, okay? And God bless and have a great weekend. See you.